YouTubers. So I had taped the drawing of these two elves. Funny, right? Because for whatever reason, my camera just stopped taping. So I was bummed about that because I thought, well, I'm just going to kind of walk through my process. And because I thought my little elves were cute. So what I think is cute about them is their little round faces and their stick figure bodies. So I did this little one, and then as I was dropping my grandkids off at school, I thought about doing a teenage one because they're teenagers. And so then this is the one that I actually taped and kind of walked through my process of how I do my drawing, and then I ink it, and then I paint it, right? But that whole video just didn't happen. I don't know what happened there. So, and it's a cloudy day and I'm still working on my white lighting situation, so hopefully that's not too bad. But I did get some apps so I can kind of fix that stuff post-production. That's a cord getting in the way there. So my color scheme, Christmas color scheme for 2019 is, hide that ugly, is here. I'm using a naphtha red, which is a pretty middle-of-the-road red. A lot of artists recommend PR254, which is like Windsor red or whatever, but not me. I like the naphtha red. It's a little less light fast, but it's still light fast. So, and then this is Magello's version, but basically it's pigment red 112. Okay, and then for so I like a middle-of-the-road red. And then I've got a permanent rose, and I'm using Magello here, PV19, and it's a cool red. And then my pink is either Queen Red by M. Graham, which is PR209. It's also, I think, Coral, Queen Coral in Daniel Smith diluted, or it's PV19 diluted, whichever I feel like using. The Queen Red, the coral, is PV 209 or PR 209, sorry, is a little bit peachier, and that's fine too. And then for my greens, I'm using like grass greens, like a hookers and a sap, but basically it's a darker grass green and a little lighter with the yellow, leaning towards the yellow side, and then cobalt teal. And that is my palette for Christmas 2018. So that's what I'm going to paint my little elves in. And I don't really have an idea. I just know I'm using those colors, but how I'm going to paint it, I don't know. You'll be surprised, just like me. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm just going to paint them. And I am using, I don't know, I just redid my palette. This is so funny, right? Because I had done a palette tour, and I have lots of paint, right? Oh, I used to be jealous of people like me, but here's what. I have built it slowly over time, over the last 2 years. And when it's birthday or Christmas or anybody wants to buy me a gift, I send them to my wish list and tell them what to buy me. So, I haven't bought all these myself. But I feel like this also as well. They are very expensive, the paints, that's true. But don't drink and I don't smoke. Okay, so here I'm doing... Okay, so here I'm doing a voiceover. I've sped this footage up 8 times. Unedited, the video was 30 minutes long. And once I sped the speed painting up, it was 10 minutes long. So that's that. I'm painting here on Arches 140-pound cold press. And I really like Arches. It's just a little expensive for my taste, so basically I did a cost comparison and between Arches and the Canson XL. So the Canson XL you can basically get 7. Okay, sorry about that. So the Canson XL you can get a 9 by 12 inch sheet for like 17 cents a sheet. It's so inexpensive, right? And then the Arches for the same sheet would cost you $1.79. So it's basically just slightly more than 10 times the cost of a Canson XL. So let me tell you what I think about that. The Arches is just a dream to paint on. But is it 10 times more of a dream than the Canson XL? No, not even close. It's maybe like, I don't know, 3 times better, maybe 4 times better, but definitely not over 10 times better. So using up the last I made the last pad of arches I made into 2 sketchbooks, a larger sketchbook, which I did a sketchbook tour here on my YouTube channel a few weeks ago, and then the smaller sketchbook, which is what I'm painting in right now. So folks that are like, you know, that only use arches, yeah, I'm not there. I can't afford to paint that way. I wish I could only use arches, but I just can't afford it. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to paint. So, but those folks, you know, they say, you know, there's nothing else that compares. And that, you know, really what I think about that is that you get used to painting on it. It is working with arches a little bit different than working with Canson. They're just different, you know. I don't want to say it's better because I painted on both, and it's more pleasurable, I can tell you that for sure. But it is a little bit different in that it does retain its moistness a lot longer. So for instance, on this little gal on her cheeks, you know, I had to redo them because, yeah, they look great when I did them. And then as they dried, they spread out and spread out and spread out. And eventually she didn't look like she had any cheeks anymore. So that's a little bit different. It just takes getting used to. I go back and forth, so I feel like, you know, I'm fine. It just takes a minute to get used to it. But I think folks that are used to painting only on arches, probably when they go back to trying less expensive watercolor paper, there probably is a big difference to them. So that's what I'm painting on. I use Magello Burnt Sienna for my Caucasian skin tones because it's easy and I don't have to mix anything. And I think it makes a nice warm skin tone. So when I use another palette that doesn't have that particular color and I have to mix my own skin tone, I mean, I can do it, but it always catches me off guard because I'm not used to having to do it. So here I'm using Core Cobalt Teal, which I love Core. That'll be my next palette, is going to be a Core 24 color palette. I just need to get through the holidays and get another influx of cash so I can buy it. I love my watercolors. So as I'm painting this, you know, my husband came in and he said, oh, can you come over here and look at this something for a minute? And I'm like, yeah, I was thinking like, whatever. A little irritated, but just try not to be irritated because I'm so grateful for my life and I love my husband so much. But anyway, so I go in there and he has made me this wooden tree for Christmas because we hadn't gotten a Christmas tree and we were just talking about it this morning with the grandkids, and I was saying how I wish I had a tree, and I'm in love with this thing. Like, I'm gonna take a picture of it and I'll put it at the end of this video because this tree is so fantabulous. Like, my whole morning after I get this video posted is gonna be decorating around this tree and making a photo booth around this tree because this tree is so fabulous. I'm so happy. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Because it is cute and I am totally feeling like the Christmas spirit. I need to get all my Christmas decorations out, and instead I'm editing this video, doing this voiceover right now, but as soon as it gets done, I'm gonna post a photo of my new tree that I'll be decorating, and I'll also post a picture of the line art that I'm going to put on the wall, probably in acrylic because I'm going to do it large, and I don't know, to paint with water. I haven't really painted a large painting in watercolor. Well, for one thing is I don't have large watercolor paper. Okay, I hear them in the background. They're grabbing the Christmas stuff for me, so I'm got limited time here. So I'll post the final photo of this painting, and then I'll post the line art of the painting I'm going to hang over the area where my Christmas tree is, and I'll post a picture of my Christmas tree. Hey, thanks for watching my video.